thought I would play the only ska song that I got. I think it's the only ska song I've ever done. Well, I wrote it in like a day, so, you know, whatever. Screaming alone in my bedroom is a hell of a thing to do. All of my neighbors think I'm nuts. Screaming alone in my car on the way to work. These Sullivan songs can't sing themselves. And I lost my voice again. What am I to do? And I lost my voice again. Tell my boss I got the flu. And if I had the money to do what I wanna do, I'd start a band.
Look at that. Alon Goren in studio singing the praises of course,
Big Biz Show continues.
Oh, hey now.
hey, I wrote that.
Live inside the Loft 100 studio. You know you've arrived when Alon Goren starts covering your songs. For us, that is the Day Trader Trio back here at the bar. It is Costa, Barry Godwin, and Sully.
Big Biz Show, bigbizshow.com, Alon Goren in studio. Good to have you. I didn't know you were such a punk. But you should have seen the one he put out before that saying, my buddy Sully put out this new song called Raise a Glass with Dickie Barrett and the Sullivan Band and this and that, and then he writes a song with it. I think we need to get you to the label and talk about that song.
Look at that.
Hey.
Or maybe we need to reform it.
I might be stealing the Day Trader Trio from you.
Ooh.
Oh, those shots fired.
Those guys will run like the wind if they thought you were going to play. Do I see an Operation Ivy?
Yes. I know the crew, we talked about this before, but you're leaning into that ska punk sound with Sullivan.
This is the third, they're calling this the third wave of ska.
All right. Well, these guys were the OGs from the Bay Area.
What year was? Because I remember when they re-released, and I remember them doing a little mini tour, like
10, 15 years ago. They never did another tour, but they like played at a couple parties,
right.
and Jesse Michaels and Tim Armstrong from Rancid.
Remember when the album covers used to look like that?
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mike Costa has agreed off air to put this on his back.
I've seen the Op Ivy guy tattooed on a lot of my friends, actually.
So what is going on in the world of digital currency and blockchain investing? I think people need to understand. You guys are basically at Draper Goren, a venture firm that invests in deals, not only using cash but also using digital currency, into people in this world, right? Now I got to believe AI has entered in that world. Correct?
100%, yeah.
How do you value the equity you receive if you put in digital currency versus hard cash? Yep. Or is it just a Bitcoin for a share? I mean, how do you structure those deals? That's really interesting for me.
It's usually just the dollar price because that's the world we live in. And we try, if at all possible, just to use dollars to make the investments. So, you know, the whole thing is that we want to hold on to our Bitcoin, want to hold on to our Ethereum. We're not really investing it very often, if at all. We're investing in dollars, people doing infrastructure, a lot of AI stuff, a lot of prop tech.
We're talking just the space overall.
Yeah.
Does this scare you a little bit like, let me think of two investment fads that came along. Chinese companies. When everyone was a Chinese, and we were all investing in Chinese companies, on small cap stocks, cannabis companies. Now the watchword, and it used to be NFT, now it is AI.
Yeah.
Now I believe this is different than these other ones in that AI is going to change the world, whether it's right today or in 20 years from now, but it's already doing it. Is that going to take over, you think, the digital crypto thing? Because we're looking at ultra economies like Ethereum, and such that are fraud-free and don't have to worry about a global currency and don't have to worry about inflation or stagflation, or is this just going to be an AI world?
I think we are getting into an AI world as much as some folks resist it, but the AI has to communicate with each other. They have to have means to trade with each other, and what better way for them to trade with each other as with digital versions of our money.
Right.
So right now, even a lot of the AI bots, when they are buying and selling amongst themselves their services, are using digital currencies. They might be using stable coins to the dollar, but they're using digital versions.
In your mind,
Yeah.
when you think about your personal checking account, your investment account, and your digital investments, are those the different boxes in your mind now, or are they all starting to merge together?
They're in different boxes, but I hold the digital stuff at a much higher regard. So I think of that as my future. I try not to touch that. That's like my kids' savings, like my. I think of it
Like when you're getting
more than
equity.
real
When you're
estate.
getting equity
I think
in
of
a-
that, then I think of real estate,
Right.
then I think of cash, and that's the last.
So
resort.
when you were thinking about a robust company, like let's say the guy that, like for example, Kirk Huntsman at Vivos, who does the sleep apnea device that is administered through a dentist, by the way. It's like taking the world by storm here. When you think of something like that in your world, is that's something that versus going and buying Tesla, for example, or Apple? Is that something that you value higher, or is that equal now? Because you are at the point where we're just climbing on. You're already in this.
Yeah.
I want to know what your value system is in terms of that.
It's funny because I talked on the drive up here to my friend who's a firefighter. And I said, of all of our friends that we have from high school and growing up, you're the only one whose job is secure right now.
Oh, no kidding.
And so I actually think of the physical stuff in a totally different light than I would have just a few years ago, because I think I used to go, you can't scale a business where you actually have to manufacture sleep.
So you're thinking about stability on top of everything else, because if you didn't ever think you were in a global economy, look at where we're at right now, because everything that's happening to us all comes down to everything that's happening in the world, including TSA stuff. It's interesting
100%.
it's interesting to see, because so you're talking about more stability these days than growth at some points.
I think that somebody used to tell me that SaaS companies, software as a service companies, are going out of business thanks to AI, because every small business will just build their own custom apps for what they need to do. And I thought that they were exaggerating. I was like, okay, maybe in some near future. But just in the last couple months, building with AI has gotten so much better and so much easier that I built an app that communicates with multiple APIs, sends me texts. I communicate it through iMessage on my phone, and I built it while watching The Real Housewives on the couch with my wife.
No way.
I was sitting on the couch, built it on my phone.
Me and Mike ordered an Instacart yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. Holy moly. Whoa.
It's crazy. It's absolutely bonkers.
I built an app on my phone. I figured out my password to Wordle, honey.
No kidding.
The on-ramp, well, you and I talk about adoption a lot.
Yeah.
And I always use the analogy that I've got the same $40 in my pocket unless I travel and got to tip somebody. That I've had for 6 months. And I don't know, I don't panic if I leave my wallet at home anymore. I would panic more if I left my cell phone at home.
Right.
Because on my wallet I have it all there anyway. That is the infinitesimal version of climbing onto the on-ramp of digital, right?
Totally.
The real version is AI mortgage companies, AI appraisals, AI stock trading, purchasing a car that way, having your credit card come across a lender's desk before you even apply for it. That's real world stuff for us. So with what are you looking at? Tell me somewhat of the type of deals that you're looking at.
Well, one of my favorite companies, I mean, I'm looking at deals doing all of the things that you're saying, but one of our, I shouldn't say favorite, but most recent companies that's kicking butt right now is a company called Ivory. It stands for AI valuation of real estate.
Like we talked about.
And it's literally an appraisal company that is using AI to speed up the process, get better, more accurate, and faster appraisals, because the government is actually changing the rules for appraisals, making it tougher on the appraisers.
Yeah,
the appraisers are making less money for their time.
And the AI can figure out what your house is worth in about 30 seconds based upon every single metric that this regular appraiser.
Hold on.
Is this-
E.F. Goren says buy Ivory.
Will
Okay.
this make actual humans that are appraisers for a living, make them obsolete?
No.
Or do they have to work with these tools and then be able to do more?
They're going to be able to do more. They're going to physically show up at the house, take pictures, do
still
the
have
thing
to
that
do
they
that,
do.
right?
Yeah, they still have to do it for legal reasons and to get the final approval. So a licensed appraiser does it, but then they use Ivory. The process is, instead of hours long, it's much, much shorter, and it gives them the maps. It gives them all of the things that appraisers now have to give. And it looks at those pictures to make sure that the house isn't dilapidated, that the house actually is exactly what
We need a segment of yours every week with us from now on. Let's do it. And I'm going to look at the new Draper, Goren, Costa, Sully, and Mary as the investment vehicle. Thank you, buddy.
Alon Goren, founding partner, Draper Goren Blockchain, ggb.vc. That's where you find him. How you'll find us more as the Big Biz Show rolls on. Keep it here